This is the story of my wild Halloween night at Georgia Tech. So I'm pretty good with dates, so this story takes place between 2006 and 2013. So, during this time, I believe I was in college, maybe right out of college, somewhere in between there. I was still living in Atlanta. So, Mike got a gig to do a DJ a party at Georgia Tech during Halloween. So, I was the ride. So, I got to start before we got there because some events took place before we got there that involved cops. So, I stopped right before we get to Georgia Tech to get gas. And I have a bad habit when I get gas at night. I turn off everything, turn off the lights, I pump the gas, and then I get in the car and just drive off and forget to turn on my lights. Usually every time because I have such good vision that I don't even be thinking about the lights. I just see everything. So I pull out, my lights are off. Then I go to the light and then I make a right and now I'm on the street where I'm headed to Georgia Tech. Like it's only like 2 blocks up from here. So when I make that right, we in there laughing, having a good time, and all of a sudden, whoop whoop.
Oh shit. Fuck.
You get them lights. So I'm like, did I do anything? Did I run a stop sign? I'm thinking like, what did I do? So I pull over and then the cop, gets out the car. He kind of flashing the light, making sure everything cool. He kind of walking up slow. I'm like, all right, what's going on? Let me just keep my hands on the steering wheel. So then he knocks on the glass, I roll down the window, and I'm like, yes. He's like, is there a reason you don't have your lights on? And I was like, oh man, I had this bad habit of not turning my lights on after I pump gas because I got such good vision. And I made a little joke. He didn't laugh. So I'm like, okay. He said, license and registration. I'm like, all right. So I tell Mike, pass me the registration or whatever. I give him my license. So he said, I'll be right back. So he goes in his car and he's in there for like 5 minutes. So I'm like, obviously he's running my plates, running everything. So then he comes back, he said, all right, everything checks out. He said, where you headed tonight? I'm like, he's just taking him to a gig to DJ. He's like, all right, where? I'm like, Georgia Tech. He's like, okay. He's like, all right, make sure you turn on your lights and whatever. I can't remember. So I'm like, all right, I get my license, I roll up the window, and now I drive off, and I'm talking like, these cops can't touch me. I'm like, come on, man, let's go be great. So we driving, we notice he following us. I'm like, why he following us? So now I get nervous again. I'm like, why he following us? And when the police behind you, you going the speed limit. Police stops at a stop sign. You look, you putting on your signals. So we driving and for like a couple blocks, he just following us. And all of a sudden, right before the block we need to go to, he makes a left. As soon as he makes a left, I start selling out. I'm like buns and belly.
Think I give a fuck about a motherfucking red light? Faggot cops can't touch me. I'm out here smoking weed, speeding, all that, dog. Fuck that, that's me.
These cops can't touch me. I'm out here speeding, driving with no lights. They don't want none. So he's driving, and I'm just going hype. And then Mike like, make a right here. All right. So then we make a right. We pull up to the spot in front of the frat house, because it was a frat house, and we get out. Now, it's not his first time DJing at this frat house. Like, he DJed maybe 2 times before then, so we know the gist of what to expect. And this was like a mixed frat. It was like Asian, Indian, Africans, like all the smart, the smart areas of the world were there because it's Georgia Tech. This it's a intense school. You gotta be really smart to get up in there. I didn't make it in there. They rejected my application, obviously. So I guess I'm fucking stupid. But but we get in there, and this frat was just funny, and I think, I can't even remember the name of it. This ain't like the Kappas or the Qs. This was some other long name. It was like Alpha, Beta, Theta, Cascade, Skater, Decatur where it's greater, Incorporated. Something crazy like that. I don't know. But something wild. So now we in there. Mike's setting up. And, I'm helping him out or whatnot. So I'm just sitting down. He getting, testing out his music, and he started playing music. I would say like 20 minutes later, a couple people come in there. They starting to dance a little bit. This is the beginning of the party, so I'm still just chilling on the wall. I see this black dude. he just like really dancing. And like right in front of me, like maybe 10 feet from me, just dancing. His back is to me. He's just killing it, to be honest. He's killing it. He's getting it in. And he keeps like backing up and he keeps getting like closer to my space. I'm like, all right, obviously he can't see me, so let me move. So I move over a couple feet and I'm back to vibing now. Mike just playing music. Next thing I know, I see the black dude in front of me again, 10 feet, and he's dancing again, backing up. I'm like, what's going on? And then he turned around, now he's looking at me and he's dancing and popping and doing all this stuff and getting closer. And then I stop, I'm like, bro, like, what's up? He like, I'm trying to battle. And I look at him like, no, move. Like, get out my face. Like, I wanted to do what Craig did to Felicia, get the fuck out my face, but like, move. Like, I ain't trying to be in here. There ain't even nobody in here. That was the weird thing. I'm like, go on now. So now, he trying to battle. So now, like, I guess an hour later, it's starting to pick up. And during this time, there was a party that all the Georgia State students were going to. And we were known at Georgia State, we was hosting all the parties, so we knew everybody there. So I wanted to go to that party, but I had to support Mike and take Mike. So I was like, damn, so I'm just watching it on Twitter. This for Instagram, you know, everything was on Twitter. I'm like, man, everyone talking about going there. So, you know, everything getting started. I'm just reading it. I'm like, man, I wish I was there. But like, I'm gonna make the best of this. So now, you know, the party started now. Everything's jumping, it's dancing, everyone having fun, I'm having fun. I'm still checking Twitter to see what's going on. And I hear that right when it got started, it got shut down because of big brawl. You know, niggas. Can't take niggas nowhere. So then, you know, I tweeted a couple people I know from Georgia State, like, hey, come to Georgia Tech. We got it rocking over here if y'all want another party to go to. So sending that, and everyone, you know, retweeting this, sending different people. I'm like, cool. So I go back to partying. So now we in there dancing, everything going perfect. All these Asians and Indians and Africans and whites is in here. And me and Mike feel like Kid and Play, we got it rocking. And ain't nobody got that much rhythm in here except that one dude that was trying to battle. He was still in the middle of it, killing it, just doing this. I'm like, this nigga here. But all of a sudden, a big, huge pipe on the roof, I guess they had a pipe, they I don't know what, it burst. And now I'm talking about water just going everywhere. It looked like, the best way I can describe it, it looked like the Hot in Here video with Nelly. It was just water going everywhere, except right where the DJ stuff was. So as soon as that happened, you know, people started screaming and running and moving out the way. And the head guy who owns the frat, who was the head of charge of the frat house, come on, what the fuck, bro? You know, he's drunk, trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm like, Mike, let's just get your stuff before it get ruined. So that's all I'm thinking. So we pack up his stuff, protect it, run out, put everything in the car. And I'm like, damn, that shit was just getting good. I'm like, what we gonna do now? He was like, well, let's just go walk around. So we put stuff in the car, we start walking. So when we start walking, you know, we see a bunch of people, you know, from that party, they come out too. So I'm like, all right, cool. Then we start seeing people we recognize. I'm like, oh, what's up, girl? So we go meet friends from Georgia State. I'm like, all right. So we chilling with them. One of them said, I gotta pee, and they ain't have no napkins or nothing. So I gave her my towel. So she peed behind the bush, used the towel to wipe up the cooch, threw that thing in the bush. And then, oh yeah, I had to wipe it down. And she wiped them lips down. Yeah, I heard it too. When she was wiping, I heard, wipe me down. I heard, pull up in the club, VIP, gas tank on me. I'm gonna wipe all this pee, wipe me down. So now we with them and we like, all right, let's just go around the corner. We explore Georgia State together. We get on this like brick ledge where all the dorms are behind, and we hear like some dude playing music from a stereo. And we scream to the window like, hey, turn it up. And then they like, all right. So they just playing hits. We just on the wall. We vibing, we dancing. Then we start seeing more people come. And we like, are these people from Georgia State? We just start seeing more and more people come from Georgia State. We like, what the hell is going on? So I was like, hey, let's start hitting up everyone and telling them the party gonna be here. So now they block off the whole street. Like I would say an hour later, the whole street is like 300 people in the street. It almost looked like how Freaknik footage looked. And then we just dancing. And now the dude from the window DJing, because he got a whole audience, so he just DJing, he been playing different songs, everyone's screaming, dancing, yeah, having the time of our life. We see the cops come. And I'm like, damn, they about to break this up. and I see the same cop that pulled me over. I'm like, man, they about to break this up. For the first time in my life, the cops were cool. They put barricades blocked off the street and let us party. Like, they actually just let us party. So now we just rocking. We partied there for like 2 more hours. We having fun. And then we started like, man, let's just walk around. Because now the other frat houses and sorority houses are coming out. And it's just like all kind of different vibes going on. So we walk around the corner and we see these other girls in this car. And they dancing. And we recording this. And I can't find the footage with me, man. We recording this. This one girl got out the car. I'm talking about like video vixen thick and just start shaking ass, and we just recording it and people dancing and we having the time of our life. And then I remember after that, I think we did what everybody does after a fun night in Atlanta or a bad night in Atlanta.
Waffle House. So yeah, so then we had went back to the place.
It's not your story. You actually, you wasn't even there. Where were you that night? No. Where were you that night?
I don't know.
All right.
Okay.
And that was the wild night, getting pulled over, a pipe busting, turned a Hot in Here video, turned down this dude that was trying to battle me, dancing with a bunch of girls, people peeing in bushes, a couple fights broke out, the cops barricading, and it's more I could tell, but that's all I want to share for this story. But that was probably one of the best Halloween nights I had, to be honest. Like, sometimes you go to with the plans that you don't necessarily want to go with, and they turn out to be the best plans. Like, I learned that lesson that night. Like, I wanted to be there so bad, but where I ended up being was the place to be. And that's usually what happens when, you know, I'm at a party, you know, things get started. So, yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, since I'm the only one in here.
Oh, I tried to make it look, you know, I looked around, but he the only one in here, y'all. And it's hot in here. I'm starting to sweat.
No, that's Nelly.
Y'all remember that Sweat album?
Sweat album.
Hilarious.
Number 1. Why you ain't give him a little battle?
Because, nigga, I wasn't there for that. I want to get on butt. I ain't want to be battling nobody. That ain't my type of dancing. Like,
butt, not battle.
Yeah, I'll battle somebody if it's for fun. It's my friend. But this dude was serious. Like, it was me, Mike, him, and 2 other girls there. What am I doing in here in the middle of this party battling and then let other girls come and like, what these lame ass niggas doing? I'm not battling you.
Now.
And then I would have lost. He was good.
Oh, okay. That's honest.
Why get in a bet I'm going to lose?
Now, the pipe that busted.
Mm-hmm.
Was it, if it would have been like a lighter sprinkle, could it have been like the Nelly video? If it had been like a lighter sprinkle, maybe
it could have been, but still, I wouldn't want. Cause I don't know where that pipe coming from.
Gotcha.
Like it was, like this was a 2-story or 3-story frat house. So I believe that pipe was like maybe it could have been a sewer pipe or a pipe that's going to the bathrooms. And well, you know how frat houses is. It'd be wild boys in there. Like I'm don't want no parts of that water. So no, not for me.
All right, and last. Did you get to bust your pipe that night?
I don't think so. To be honest, I told you I'm bad with dates. That's so long ago, I have no idea. Like, I remember Waffle House, I remember being with, but I just don't remember all. I know the key points. I remember the thick ass vixen. If I was with her, I would remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember a homegirl peeing and had to use my towel. I remember the pipe bust. I remember the party getting started, but I don't remember anything after that, to be honest.
All right.
But yeah, go to Georgia Tech. They know how to party. It's a different type of party, but they be partying because it's so stressful to go to that school. When it's time for them to turn up, they turn up. It'd be like what you see in movies, those frat house movies like Neighbors and all that, or Old School. It'd be wild. You see the wildest shit. Like, that's actually what you see in movies at those schools. So don't sleep on those.